Good day and welcome back to Patriot Network TV. Happy New Year. I hope your Christmas was a merry one. I hope your New Year's celebration was a great one. And I hope 2011 is going to be a great year for you. We want to talk today. I want to start today with a little bit of discussion about Don't Ask, Don't Tell. And I want to talk specifically to what General Amos, the Commandant of the Marine Corps, has said. But first I want to say that individually, personally, privately, I don't have a dog in the fight. I just don't care. The Queen once commented that I don't care what people do as long as they don't do it in the street and frighten the horses. That's pretty much, I'm pretty libertarian about this stuff. It doesn't upset me. I'm not coming at this from some bizarre standpoint. I look at the U.S. Marine Corps, I look at all the branches of the service as being in place to have two primary functions in terms of their policy relationship to the U.S. Congress. The forces of the military, whether it's the Air Force, the Army, the Navy, the Coast Guard, or the U.S. Marine Corps, have two purposes. Number one is to kill people, number two is to break things. Within that context of what they do, I think Congress has a moral obligation to constantly increase how lethal the branches of the service are to our enemies and how survivable service within those branches of the service is for individual volunteers. Having said that, the U.S. Marine Corps represents the point of the spear. The Marine Corps is where young men and women go voluntarily to be the first into the worst combat. The U.S. Marine Corps is the branch of the service where you are saying, I want, in effect, the worst duty, the most dangerous duty, the most risky duty. And whether you look at Iwo Jima and you say 7,000 Marines dead in 24 hours, whether you look at the Marine barracks in Beirut, wherever you look, the Marines have paid a disproportionate price. They are the tip of the spear. As such, when General Amos comes out and says to continue our current policy is the way to best serve the U.S. Marine Corps and make the Marines capable of being most focused on the core mission, i.e., let's sharpen the spear, let's be even more lethal to our enemies and even more survivable for our Marines. I think that it is the duty of U.S. citizens to listen to what General Amos has to say. And whether you're in the Air Force, the Army, the Marines, the Navy, the Coast Guard, I think that the only civilian input on this is to ask the simple question, at a policy level, how do we ensure that the military fulfills its core purpose of killing our enemies, breaking their stuff, and having our military members survive? Those are the core duties of what the U.S. military is. So, if a policy is going to be enacted by the Congress of the United States, it ought to make the point of the spear sharper. It ought to make the point of the spear more lethal. It shouldn't be involved in broad social engineering programs to change the core value structure of individual citizens and tell them that they have a moral, governmentally mandated responsibility to feel this way, this way, this way, this way, as regards this subpopulation, and this subpopulation. I applaud General Amos. I applaud his effort to maintain the U.S. Marine Corps. And I've got one question for anybody who is opposed to this. I want you to read the life story of Chesty Puller. And I want you, after reading the life story of Chesty Puller, and this is just one example, this is Marine, the life of Chesty Puller. This is a single example. If you Google Chesty Puller, you can find dozens of books on this great Marine. I want you to ask yourself one question. What would Chesty Puller do if he was brought in to testify before Congress today about Don't Ask, Don't Tell? That's your assignment, class. What would Chesty Puller say?